Okay, so we're at the front of the building. We're showing Gallery Kiyoki here, which is, as I explained to you, is going to be something that checks the retail box for us. I'll talk more about that when I get inside. We have signage here that is luring people in for taking on the desk. Here is an installation of Kiyoki's of Lake Tahoe. What I really like about it is it sort of blocks the windows a little bit for what you know where you are now doing inside, which is the office space, which we'll talk about in a second. We still have the Battersea window because we need that for the facade. And then of course here's one of Kiyoki's more iconic photographs. There's some rocks down there. And then I think they call that, I forget what they call that one. It's beautiful, it's shot nicely. Anyway, so we'll go in the building. Because we have a partial staff, we've just got this code installed. So that combination was 2017. So we are now in the gallery space. And it's important to remember that we've been marketing this space for retail for over a year. And it's just zero demand. Google any article you want about retail demand and you will find that it is almost non-existent. I've been actually talking to major retail developers who own $150 million asset on Market Street to convert it to biotech. Cypress Equities. Retail demand, again, non-existent. So that's why we went with the office space strategy. And we need a retail front though to stay in compliance with the city. So that's why we brought Kiyoki in. Kiyoki is not paying rent, but Kiyoki moved in hundreds of thousands of dollars of world-class artwork, photography. Here's another piece that came in. It's hard to appreciate it on a video, but this is the stuff you see in absolutely Class A offices. I'm gonna take you around the back here past the phone booths so you can see. He just put this one up. Here's another piece. It's amazing. I gotta turn some lights on. So these are the display cases. Check this out. So we use those display cases, fix them up against the wall, and they're secure, but they've created a wall. So I thought that's pretty innovative. Now we got all these awesome desks in here, and Tex IQ is now here on the ground floor, sort of buried behind those plants, and so they have stations for 15. They're paying $7,500 down here. There has to be some patience with the person that offices down here because on the other side of those phone booths, we are going to be having events. So the price I wanted was $8,000, but we settled on $7,500. And then here's some more of Kiyoki's work. This is just kind of filler stuff. This is actually Kiyoki when he was a little bit younger with the pygmy. So we're coming back into the gallery, and again, you need to see this work in person to really appreciate how phenomenal it is. It is next level. People are just coming in off the streets, just totally blown away with the space and the way it looks. All also paying tribute to the Gasser Ansel Adams relationship, and we're using this gallery again as a staging sort of thing to take a look at raising the money for the mural across the street, and we'll be finalizing that video soon. And also good news is I got approval from Bill Leitner, who's actually interested in also working with us for his 10-story asset across the street to paint the mural. So he is fired up and he is going to welcome it. So, oh, and I'll also show you this. We have cleared out this whole area. And I had just started tearing out the bike room as we discussed, and I just leased this for $5,500 a month. We couldn't pay people to come in and take a look at this space for retail, which seems crazy. which seems crazy, but if you go up and down Second Street, no one is selling products at a retail capacity. So this space is going to get converted into a workspace. We were going to try to get 6,000, but I did a deal with this guy for 5,500 because there are only 4 people. And it's a company out of Seattle, and they're going to come in and they're just stoked on the place, and they're fired up. So what is that? 6,000, 7,500 and 5,500. So for the first time since we've been in the project, we're going to be making 13 grand off the ground floor, plus the events that we can do, and leasing out the larger conference room back here, which you'll remember this conference room we leased a couple months ago for 3 days of use for $5,000. The biggest problem is the video conferencing is not that great. We need to get something better, and the air is really bad in here because we just sort of threw up a wall. So I have some ideas on how I can fix the air, but again, like everything in this building, so many breaks, clogs, just things are always breaking in this building with how much we're using. So while we think about expenses, everybody needs to keep in mind how old this building is, you know. We're not going overboard on anything. It is just an old building, and it's getting used a lot, and it has a lot of issues. So we're just trying to work through all that. So that's the ground floor. I'm gonna take you up and show you a few other pieces on the second and third.